It is when, if an intruder is in the school, you hide.
It's when kids are sick. I don't know, I just made that up. Cold Blue!
It's when somebody might be on the premises or something's going on.
But I'm assuming that that there's danger involved in some way, that there's a shooter in the building or some sort of violent act.
When there's someone in your school who is either dangerous or no one knows who that person is, it could be dangerous, and it's a lockdown of all the classrooms.
What comes to your mind when you see a kid who's different?
Sometimes I might feel sad for them, sometimes I might feel curious.
I feel compassion because I was a little bit different when I was young.
I would think that there's an individual that could use some help.
I feel bad because kids will make fun of them and it'll make them like really mad, and then when they go home they'll be depressed. And if you see, as you see on the news, a lot of kids have killed themselves because of bullying.
I'll probably stay away from them, and my friends will probably make fun of them.
What do you think happened at Columbine High School?
I think an intruder came in and he killed students.
It was a tragedy.
Well, I think that some young men went in with guns and shot some people.
Really, I know that a kid pulled a weapon and shot some people.
What I remember from the news was that two young boys had premeditated this attack. They had certain people that they planned on wanting to kill, and that they went into their school and they just went crazy and just shot a bunch of people. I know many people died, a lot of students, and I believe at least one teacher.
How many more? I'm hungry.
Why do you think they did what they did?
Because they were misguided. They needed more guidance in their life.
I think probably more than anything, they probably had a not so good childhood at home, and they probably didn't, and that carried over to school, because if you don't have a good childhood at home, then you're going to go to school and you're not going to have a good childhood in a school.
I think that they were bullied. I think those kids were ostracized. I think they were hurting. I think there was mental illness involved. I'm assuming there was probably drug activity involved as well. And they were just really in a really dark place. And I think it was their way of getting attention. And sadly, it was their way of committing suicide too.
Okay. How would you feel if you were a bystander in that situation, or a parent of one of the kids affected?
Oh my. I would like to think I would be one of the ones who would keep their head on straight and be a hero and go and help and everything else in a time of need. I would hope I would be that person. If it was one of my kids, I would have been a complete mess. And honestly, I don't even know if I can think about that.
I'd probably at first be a little frightened. That something like that could happen again. But I think it would turn to anger at some point with the people who ran the school. Just for not being aware of the situation, possibly not giving students the help they need. I think as parents we don't always know what's going on at the school. And maybe we should put a little more time into it.
Well, I'd be scared that like the person would come back or someone else would do that, and I would be scared to see if someone would get me next, per se, because even if there are a lot of kids in the school, you never know where you'll be at what time, and you could just be at the wrong place at the wrong time.
I would feel like I would want to help, and I would feel like, try to calm things down. I would feel outraged. I'd want to protect the kids.
On April 20th, 1999 in Littleton, Colorado, two high school seniors, Dylan Klebold and Eric Harris, started shooting amongst their peers at Columbine High School during the middle of the school day.
When the day was done, 12 students, 1 teacher, and 2 murderers were dead, and 21 were injured.
The two boys were average high school students, or so they thought. The effects of bullying led to the deaths of many innocent people.
and it also changed how seriously schools handled things.
Think
Before you
speak. Your
Hurtful
words
Can
affect